Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a new timeline, the President Hamilton timeline. And essentially, this guy said, hey, one of my commenters said, hey, can you make a video of what if Alexander Hamilton became president? I said, you know what, I'll give you an entire timeline of what happened. So I hope you enjoyed this commenter. And so just to look down, we're taking a look at the 1796 election. Instead of John Adams, it's Alexander Hamilton, and Hamilton would beat Thomas Jefferson 87 to 52. Hamilton would do better in the north. Jefferson would do better in the south. Going on to 1797, excuse me, I can't speak. With the Treaty of Tripoli signed, the XYZ affair would still occur, which would hurt Hamilton, but he would, of course, balance the budget, which would keep the country out of debt up until after the Civil War. Going on to 1798, the 11th Amendment is ratified over federal lawsuits. The quasi-war begins. President Hamilton would establish the U.S. Marine Corps, and the Treaty of Tellico is signed. 1799, President Hamilton would pass the Logan Act, and the quasi-war would end, not begin. And going on to 1800, man, I made several mistakes on this. We have the 1800 election, where Federalist President Alexander Hamilton would defeat the Democratic Republican Senator Aaron Burr 83 to 55. Hamilton would pick up the state of North Carolina, while Burr would pick up Pennsylvania. Going on to 1801, the first Barbary War would begin. Going on to 02, President Hamilton would pass the Judiciary Act of 1802, as well as the Enabling Act of 1802. 1803, Hamilton would be the one to secure the Louisiana Purchase, securing all that land, so he would gain all that popularity. And of course, going to 1804, we have the 1804 election, where Federalist Senator Rufus King would defeat Democratic Republican Senator John Breckinridge 106 to 70 to become the third president. Federalists would do a lot better in this timeline due to Hamilton's popularity and success going on within his 8 years, so Rufus King would end up becoming the third president. Going on to 1805, the Lewis and Clark expedition would begin, as well as the first Barbary War would end. In 1806, there is nothing noteworthy. 1807, President King would establish the Coast Survey, as well as pass the Embargo Act, which makes him super unpopular. Going on to 1908, President King would pass the act prohibiting the importation of slaves, which would boost him up a little bit more in the north, while James Madison, the Democratic Republican, he's a congressman in this timeline, he never becomes a Secretary of State. He would stay as a congressman from Virginia, and he would defeat Federalist President Rufus King barely, 89 to 86, to become the fourth president. Going on to 1809, President Madison would pass the Non-Intercourse Act, which would replace the Embargo Act, which would make him more popular. He was also passed Mackins Bill number 2, which only makes him even more popular in the north, and he annexes West Florida. In 1811, there is nothing noteworthy. And in 1812, we go on to this year, President Madison enacts an embargo against the UK, which kind of hits him hard in the north. And President Madison fails to declare war because Federalists have more of a say in Congress than they did in our timeline. And he would end up losing to Rufus King, who would run for another term, beating him 135 to 82. Rufus King would be reelected as the fifth president. 1813, there would be nothing noteworthy, as well as in 1814, but in 1815 there is the Great September Gale of 1815, which was a massive hurricane that hit the Northeast. In 1816, President King signs the Treaty of St. Louis, and it's also the year without a summer. We also have the 1816 election, where Federalist Chief Justice John Marshall would defeat Democratic Republican Secretary James Monroe. He was the Secretary of State under the Madison administration. Marshall would win 135 to 82 to become the sixth president. Marshall would be very respected. He would actually run in this time, since Federalists have more of a say, and he would win very big numbers. 1817, President Marshall would veto the bonus bill, like Monroe did, and the First Seminole War would begin. And guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Episode 2 will be up very soon, I hope. Maybe not next week. Soon, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the Chaotic One saying,